What's up guys, it's Clump here. This is going to be a different type of video, not your usual highlights that you see from me. But this is actually going to be more of a tutorial or a guide on how to improve your aim in Fortnite Mobile. Especially since I haven't seen a single video for mobile players going over what I'm going to be talking about. Now I haven't really been known for my aim in the past, but after watching a video by Salty, which most of this is inspired by, I learned a bunch of new useful ideas about what aim actually is and how to improve it, so I'm just going to be covering that. So basically, real quick, the mobile aspect of things, you should at least try to be using claw. Like if you're not using claw, your aim is not going to be good. Like building, you can like build good whenever. I can turn my sensitivity down to 0.01 and be a fast builder. Like aim, you have to actually be skilled. You need a very comfortable sensitivity that isn't changing all the time, and you need to be able to just like where to aim and stuff. Along with mobile, something PC doesn't have, aim assist. Even console, the aim assist is a bit stronger. I don't know how much you actually have, but it's still enough that you should be focusing on using it when you can. So if you're using AR or SMGs or stuff like that, just know that like you should be aiming for the head and it'll pretty much lock on. That's pretty much it for the mobile parts. Now we're just going to be going over what aim actually includes and how to improve it. So there are two main parts of aim, and the first one I'm going to be going over is crosshair placement. This is the less popular part of aim, not what players really think of. And the second part is going to be mechanical aim, which is what players do think of when they think of aim. This is like flick shots, this is tracking in close range battles, that's all of that. So, first off is crosshair placement, which is how I've actually been improving with my aim. And this is what I would believe is more important. I'll show you highlights of what I mean, but basically, crosshair placement is knowing like the physics of the game, like knowing how fast players move, how fast players fall, where players are going to be at what time, and stuff like that. So say, there's a couple examples. So movement of players. So say you're on high ground and you see a player down there. They're not peeking at you, you're just seeing where they are right now. An example of crosshair placement would already be having your crosshair lined up, so when you jump to take that shot, you're hitting like a good body shot or a headshot every time. You shouldn't be flicking, you shouldn't be doing any of that, you don't need to. Good players take easy shots. And a lot of pros, even though consider themselves good, they do need to work a lot on aim, so this goes out to all players. So you see someone, you have your crosshair lined up, you jump, take the shot, and it'll always be on target. You can place floors, you can go backwards, doesn't matter, as long as you're knowing where they're going to be. So if you're in a box and there's a player out there, say that the turret's the player and they're just running across and you're about to get an edit ready. An example of crosshair placement, which can heavily improve your aim, is knowing where they're going to be when they're running, how fast they're moving, and just being ready to hit the shot without having to like flick over like I'm doing right now. And so as soon as they come into your crosshair, you just hit them in the head. And then one last thing, from the top of a box, if you edit players in, just know how fast they're falling down, so you can hit the shot as they're falling. That's pretty much all of crosshair placing. It's not that big of a topic. It's basically just knowing where players are, and it's very smooth, easy movements that you should be able to get used to, and this will greatly improve your aim. Now we get on to the part that most people think of in aim, mechanical skill. Flicking, like flick shotgun shots, you see all those highlight videos. Like right hand peeking, you should always right hand peek if you can, never take a left hand peek fight. And then SMG and AR fights. This is where a lot of players complain about bloom, complain about all of that. I prefer ARs at close range, but I use SMGs sometimes because they're just better for the situation. But this is just tracking players. Like, if you're moving and jumping around, you always have your crosshair on the player, always doing as much damage as you can. Basically, that's what it is. So that's basically all mechanical movement. It's not that much, it's just flicks and tracking. Obviously, with stuff like deagles and snipers, it's still flicking. Or even deagles, it might be more tracking. Same with snipers, if you're going for like easier shots. So you're just flicking that rock, or you're tracking the rock as it's moving, hitting your shots. Some ways to practice this: you could be creative and do what I've been doing, just tracking the objects, stuff like that. Or the best tactic for it is just practicing, like go tilted, go somewhere where you're hot dropping and can get some close range engagements, and then just try like flicks from the high ground, because after you master flicks and tracking from the high ground, that's like the dominant position, and you'll be able to get off the most beneficial shots without taking much damage in return. That's basically an aim guide. I hope this helped. It should, especially the crosshair placement part. Just good luck everyone, and peace.